Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me on one of my Advent Countdown projects. I am loving these. I'm having so much fun. This is what I'm calling my pinch closed double-ended box, and as you can see it pinches closed at both ends. It ties at the top and it's wrapped around, and at the back this is the pattern you get. So you could have it under a tree, you could have it hanging from the tree, you could just gift it to somebody like that. But because it's not sealed, it means that you can open and your recipient can open it and not trash it. So I'm going to show you how to make it. The finished dimensions of it are 3.5 inches that way and 3.5 inches between those two score lines and 1 inch that way. But the fullest, it is 5.5 inches. And in metric, that's 9 centimetres that way and 3 centimetres that way, or 15 centimetres from that point there to that point there. So that's the size that you're going to get. You know, you can fit all sorts in there, loads of stuff, lots of chocolates definitely in there. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do the stamping so I can do the framelit work and get my big shot out of the way. So I have got the craft card. This is new to our annual catalogue this year, and then this is one of the bits that is left over because I'm using the opposite side this time round. And this is one of the pieces left over. So I'm going to stamp onto here. I used, which one did I use for that set? Mingle All the Way I used for that one, I think. But this time I'm using, I keep calling it the Crazy Santa set. It's not, it's called Visions of Santa. And I want this one down here. So I've got it ready prepped on my block. This is a photopolymer stamp set as well. Where's my garden green ink gone? Underneath my framelits. Oh dear, got to add the comedy element. So it's the first time I've inked up this particular stamp actually. So down there, fabulous. And now I'm going to cut it out. So I used the Chalk Talk stamp set there, framelits, so I'm going to use them again. So I'm just going to grab my magnetic platform, cutting plate down, and then probably too much on there. A bit of that off, so I want to do the cutting at the same time. So this is the Chalk Talk set, and it fits just perfectly with that framelit sort of shape. And then the biggest one is one that has the cut out part here. This is just going to fit just on one of the strips that's left over from cutting out the dimensions for the box. So cut that off there. Okay, where's my other cutting plate? Cutting plate over the top. Big shot that is currently on the floor. Pick it up off the floor. Oh, I've just wibbled everything now. Oh, I thought I would be so carefully organised. Reline that one. You can't see at all what I'm doing. I've just knocked the framelit from the wording. Okay, whole lot through. Oops. And then big shot back on the floor. And very squeaky chair, so I can pop all of these bits off so you can see that was just perfect. And pop this one out as well. Get rid of all of the bits I don't need. So I'm going to quickly sponge those because if I don't do it now I will forget. And I'm going to have it so that it's this side up. But I want to sponge around the top, around this one. Little sponge around there, and then move all of those bits out of the way because now I'm going to build the box, which means I need to move my framelits because I can't see my instructions to myself. Move those. Right, so the piece of cardstock you need measures 9.5 inches by 7.5 inches, which is 25.5 by 21 centimetres. It's going to be a very slight variation for the metrics. Just sort of a fraction smaller. Okay, so we're going to score this at 3.5, 4.5, 8 and 9, which is 9, 12, 21 and 24, and then turn it round and score it at 1 and 2, 5.5 and 6.5, which is 3, 6, 15 and 18. And there is nothing to remove whatsoever. Not a thing. We're not going to cut anything, we're just going to stick. So we fold and burnish. Okay, so that is going to fold around. So you, like I say, there's nothing, we're not doing any cutting whatsoever. You can, if you want to, put some diagonal lines in these squares. It's not the top square, it's the second one down. So I'm going to do that because I want to show you how to do it. It's a small square, it's only an inch, it's only 2.5 centimetres. So eyeball at the top and come down to this part here. Let's see if I can bring that up so you can show, I can show you. At the top, in the middle, and down to there to create a triangle. And it's because this particular cardstock, it's crazy levels of thick. It's so strong. You probably wouldn't need to do this, we certainly wouldn't need to do it if it was paper, or even if it was our regular cardstock. But this specialty card is so thick. I said in one of my other videos, I don't know if it's come out yet or if it's coming out, that it was almost like bark, and it's this one you can see that you can't see. You can see it on this side better. It's got very definite fibre lines going that way. I probably can't get anywhere near close enough to show you that. But it's really thick stuff. Okay, so those will form in when you pinch close the box, so don't worry about doing it now. Like I say, no cutting, one piece of adhesive, that's all you need. It's going to be great, you can make loads of these in advance of Christmas. Although actually, I suppose the contents would be determined then by the size of the box. But you could, because they would store flat. Remove the sticky strip, fold it all over and stick it down, and when you then come and pinch the top, those bits that I've put those score lines in are quite happily, they are folding as well, folding in on themselves as well, and they're not, it's not buckling or cracking, or you're not getting a horrible shape or anything like that. So strong handheld punch. Ours are very good, our new handheld punches. They're just not quite strong enough to go through all 4 layers of this particular paper. Although you could, with a bit of patience, go through each layer one by one. I'm not that patient today. Okay, so locate your back. I've lost my back. That's the back of my box. So I used the Cherry Cobbler sheer linen ribbon. This time I'm using the cotton trim because, you know, I've got a nice vanilla-y colour in the background. I'm going to take that down to a sharp angle, and you come in from the front. Where do we go now? We go down to the bottom, the opposite bottom corner. And position as you go, and just double check I've got enough. I have. Back through the one parallel to it. I have to get my stylus in there. There we go. And back up the other side. And so you're coming back through the back. So that when you pull it through the front, if you grab some clips or something just to keep it anchored closed. These are just for temporary, helping me tie a ribbon purposes. You can now tie a bow or a knot, whatever takes your fancy. Oh, look at that, that's not bad. Oh, quite pleased with that. Remove the clips because, like I say, they were just there to hold it closed and make life easier. So that's now closed and nothing is falling out of that. And I can now put my bits and pieces together. So, right, yeah, I think I'll go at that angle today. So, dimensionals on the back of this one. May visions of Santas dance in your head. Absolutely. And then onto the back there, we'll have a few more. And I'm going to put a proper handful because it is strong stuff. So I'm going to put this at the angle so that the wording is correctly positions. My brain's gone. And then I've got a button that I've already done from the Regals collection. This is Garden Green that's in here. I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of that when I can find them. Apparently I'm not. There we go, let's pick that up. And I covered up the hole last time. Do I want to do that again? Yeah, I think I do. There we go. Oh. Maybe I don't. There we go. So that is my double pinch closed box. I rather like that. I was very pleased with it. It wasn't at all what I was planning to make. I was planning to make something completely different, which I have made and I have filmed, and I think it might have already come out. If not, it's coming out this week. See if you can work out which project this came out of. Anyway, hope to speak to you soon.